close to the words that I say. This is the kitchen table talk, keeping it real, protecting your pocket, rewriting the deal. From life insurance, safety to real estate dreams, we breaking down barriers, busting the schemes, yeah. We building it right, making it last, securing your future, healing your past. I see the confusion when numbers get deep. Believing your family exposed makes you weak. Turn my whole life, let's look at the scope. Giving your children an anchor hope. As a realtor who knows how the market will move, I'm putting your family right into the groove. From the foundation up to the roof on your head, let's execute everything we ever said. Because the foundation you build has to stand through the rain. We're clearing the doubt and we healing the pain. Don't let the tomorrow just slip through your fingers today. Listen close to the words that I say. There's wolf in the shadow, they watching your plate. They sending the emails to alter your fate. But I am your shield and I'm guiding your hand to the best professionals across the whole land. If I cannot fix it, I know.
Hey, welcome back to Credit Metro. Hey guys, I'm trying to change up my format, so I'm getting used to this new stuff going on. Try to be more informative for you guys. But hello everyone, welcome back. And here's a question for you to start this thing off. What if if I told you that a financial product could promise you never lose money in the market, in a market crash rather, but your agent might still be painting a picture that's way too rosy? Today, we are talking about Index Universal Life Insurance. I absolutely love the product if it works for you. But specifically, I want to talk about, two little words that control everything: caps and floors. Caps and floors. Let's start with the basics. Index Universal Life Policy, or IUL, is a type of permanent life insurance, life insurance part. It's permanent life insurance part, and part of your premium, it goes toward the cost of the life insurance, and part of it builds up a cash value. That cash value, this growth is linked to a stock market index, like the S&P 500, but there's many others. But here's the thing: you're not actually invested in those markets. No. The insurance company uses those indexes to calculate the interest credit you get, and that's where you get the cap and the floor. So they give you a percentage. So if the market hits 10% growth, you will get credited 10% as well, as long as your participation rate is at 100. Participation rate is a little different. However, when you're dealing with an IUL, the floor is the minimum interest that you would get in a given year, often zero. And so if the market was was a crash 30%, your account doesn't lose value from market performance. That should sound great. Everybody should be just shouting hallelujah right now, because that is the big thing here. That's the index part. But the flip side is this: there's a cap, there's a ceiling. The cap is the maximum interest rate that you will earn even if the market goes up more than whatever your cap is. So if the cap is 8%, and I've seen them, seen 16, I've seen 12, depending on different policies, depending on what company you're dealing with. So if the cap is 8% and the market goes up 20%, then, in that year, you only get credited with 8%. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the full upside. But what happens is, a lot of people don't realize this. These caps are, well, let me say it this way. So your money is not doing this on the market. No, a lot of people don't know, they undervalue the losses that they take on the stock market or inside of a mutual fund. So your money is growing like on a stair step, okay? But here's what a lot of people don't realize. These caps, they're not guaranteed for the life of your policy. The company can adjust the cap usually once a year, but based on things like the interest rate and the cost of options, they use to create the strategy. So depending on what company you're dealing with, the policy can start with a 10% clearly, saying that that's the cap. And, the caps do change if they tell you in the policy. So you got to read your policy. I know it's 40 pages, but you got to read it. This can make the policy look a guaranteed wealth machine when it's really not. So you got to be careful with the companies you're dealing with. The companies that I work with are mostly your higher rated Morningstar, Moody's, highly rated policies that don't do a lot of that don't do that. But if you get some of the lesser ones, it's not cool to wake up 15 years down the road and you're 15 years or older, and the terms of your doggone insurance policies have changed greatly. It's not a good feeling. I don't want to put you into something like that. So it's not a guaranteed wealth machines, and some of the policies will tell you it may adjust 2%. You may go to 12, you may go down as 8, but starting at 10%, 8 to 12 is not that bad, but your money is still growing in the staircase. So you got to ask yourself, how do you protect yourself? So ask for an illustration of both the guaranteed rate and the conservative assumed rate, not just the best case scenario. Most states, when they run these illustrations, which is going to show you how it all is supposed to work out, assuming an interest rate. But most of them won't show you that 8% cap or that 10% cap, because that's going to be an overvaluation. It's going to make you feel all good and giddy. So a lot of states will go between 6.3 to 6.8 just to show you what the non-guaranteed illustration looks like. But then there's a downside, like show me the policy if we make like 2% a year forever. So your money's still growing like that, but it's not growing up that fast. So you got to go through your illustration. You're going to ask your agent, has this cap rate changed in the past? Most of them are going to say yeah, because I may sell a policy by name a company. The policies we sold last year, yeah, they changed. They're different this year, and they're going to be different next year. But most of them, what they do is that the ones that companies I work with, they lock those rates in. Okay. Once you're in the policy, that's what really changes. Now, you may go out and get one for your child in 5 years, and they have better or worse rates than yours, but they're still excellent products. But under both Alabama and Georgia insurance law, agents are required to provide accurate, not misleading illustrations. So if something seems too good to be true, get a second opinion. Call me. I don't care what state you're in. I'll look it over. I can't sell you anything, but I can talk to you about a policy. But you want to get an opinion from an independent financial advisor before you sign off on anything. So now let's talk about something that you can do right now, whether you're considering an IUL or maxing out your 401k or just trying to build wealth. You need to put extra money to work. And most people, they have more of it than they think. So download a free budgeting app today. There are plenty of free, great options out there for you. You can connect your accounts. And let's get it, let's track it. So track your spending for the next 30 days so you know where your money is going. And I guarantee you'll find out what I call found money. That subscription you forgot about, those 3 coffee shop trips that you get a week, that you take every week, or that extra streaming service that nobody even watches anymore. I mean, I know Hulu got me. No, it wasn't Hulu. It was Prime. They got me for about 6 months. I don't even remember ordering. I said, y'all gotta cut this out. I don't know who cut this on. We're gonna cut this out right now. And most people will find, $50 to $200 a month, depending on where you are, money that just didn't even know they were spending. So here's a move, take that found money and automatically redirect it into your long-term savings or your retirement account. Even $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year. Growing over 20 to 30 years, that can be, a serious nest egg when you need it the most in your retirement, in your golden ages. So that's, you want to build your emergency fund with that money maybe, or help you to afford the premiums of a solid insurance policy without stretching out, most time a modest budget. I won't say thin, but a modest budget. So to recap this whole thing, understanding caps and floors before you buy an IUL. Make sure you don't trust those rosy projections without talking it over with friends or a trusted financial advisor. Ask all the questions you want to ask. Compare policies if you need to between a company A, B, or C, and start tracking your spending to find that money that you didn't even know you had. Thanks for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, take care of yourself and God bless.
I look at the children, they need us to stand, to give them a chance at inheriting land. As a licensed agent, I'm breaking it down, the best strategies that I found in the town. Firm, wholer, universal, whatever you need. We picking the options where you will succeed. Don't wait for the storm just to look for an arc. Let's write up the contract and leave a home mark. Peace, that's the way that we live. Securing the future and learning to give. No more GoFundMe's to cover the cost. We protecting our families from devastating loss. Yeah, we standing tall and we making it right. Walking out of the dark into the light. And if you need houses to build up the equity, I am the realtor to give you longevity. I match you with properties, match you with growth. Combining the real estate, balancing both. If there's an issue that's out of my zone, I got professionals right on my phone. You're never alone and you never will fall. The infinite living is backing it all. Policy and peace, that's the way